What's up, everybody? Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Astrid and OJ. So today you are the one who's going to do the introduction and continue the subject of today.
So today we wanted to have a small, doing something a bit different.
Okay.
And maybe just have a conversation. And we thought about maybe speaking about relationship, but most importantly ours, and just ask a couple of questions on if we reflect on our relationship.
Sure.
How we feel about it.
Okay. It's been how many months?
A year.
1 year. A year and a half. Almost a year and more than a year and a half that we've been together. But we did our first relationship. We did 9 months on distance, and then the rest we've been together.
Okay, it's been one relationship, so it's not a first relationship, and the second it's been like the first
same
period.
The first period was on a long distance.
Was on a long distance.
And then later
actually, yeah, I think that's one thing with our relationship is we met because I came on holidays here, and then we met, and we had like a first date, and 2 hours later, like I had to go because I had to go to the airport. So
she was leaving the particular date. We just met each other and started talking. So that particular day is when she was leaving back to London. So yeah.
So we basically literally just got to know each other online, and that
but I had seen her before. I admired her.
But that's not supposed to. So then I just got to see him one more time in November. I came for holidays, and then I moved here in March.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that now we can reflect on.
Yeah. So yeah, she moved here in March, but apparently some few weeks or months she's gonna be leaving again. So we go back to the distance, which is fine.
We've done it before. So what is, for you, what is the takeaway of those few months spent together?
Wow, the takeaway for this season that I've stayed together with you, and also just the way I knew you, is that I love you with all my heart. That is that is one of the takeaways you should go with. And also in this season,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm
of
here.
Course, okay, you're here, but in the sense of in this season and what is happening through our lives, it's a very difficult situation. But anyway, number one takeaway is that I love you so much with all my heart. Another takeaway is that I have never been loved the way you love me. So this is a very special thing to have in life, to have just someone who's loyal to you, very open, you share the same dreams and all that. So yeah, I think for me that would be my takeaway. Yeah.
I think for me about this kind of love situation, it's the same way. I love you a lot, and it's a bit those. I remember I was like, before I met you, it was a bit of a, am I ever gonna find anyone? It was down moments that anyone can have. And then everyone loved to say when you're single and desperate, oh, but it's gonna come when you least expect it. And that's exactly what happened. And it's an advice I'm trying not to say to my friends when they're struggling as well. So that's what I'm saying, where now you just came out of nowhere in my life.
Okay.
And it was just like, oh my God. Kind of this is it. Where it was the first time for me to meet someone with so many point in commons, regardless of the way we think or the way we live, even though we're from very different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And also where we want to go. So I think that has been for me a big part of a relationship in terms of projection. So and in terms of us in the distance and us living together, where I think that's where now I can say that's what I'm taking away from it, where it's been everything that I've dreamed of.
Okay.
If not more.
Okay.
Of when I was looking for someone else.
Wow. Amazing. So
would you say that I'm a good girlfriend?
Of course you're a good girlfriend. You are a wonderful person. Not even a good girlfriend, but with your personality and who you are as a person. That's why I loved you, first of all. So, yeah, I'll say you're a good girlfriend, and I would want to see the next step in life with you. Because in those particular of years, with the year and the few months that you've known each other, you've been a very great person. Living with you has been the best part of my life. You are a good girlfriend, and what I can say is that if I had a son and he comes and tells me, "Oh, Dad, I found this particular person who's like my mom," then I'm gonna tell him, just go for it, bro. Because you've put me in a space whereby I've actually identified myself in so many areas, not only in terms of just love, but also even in my career, in my thinking, in my way of doing things. It has really changed. Even just to be able to be, even to be able just to be able to, because I've been really struggling with my emotions and all those things. You've been that person who was able to teach me just how to deal with some situations, and I'm so grateful for that. So, yeah, you are a good girlfriend.
I'm glad to hear that, indeed.
What about me?
What about you? Of course, you're a good boyfriend. I think it's that conversation that we were having once where I was telling you, I heard about those kind of questions that you can ask yourself to know if the person you're with is the right choice or not.
Okay.
Such as like you just said, if your kids come and say, "Oh, this is the person I'm dating," would you be happy for them?
Yeah.
Or even your friends? But also towards now, if it was you yourself and someone comes and asks you, "Oh, let's say you were like gender aside, but let's say like, oh, if you were like Jay, would you like it?" And straight away my reply is yes. And that shows me like, aside of being a good boyfriend, you're a great person with great qualities. I think one thing as well I really love about you and our relationship is you always challenge me in a great way. So yeah, I think that's one thing I would say that I'm really grateful about. Like, and also I think it's just in general you really take good care of me.
Okay.
That's when I'm very lucky, especially that basically you match everything of my love language, which is great, and also how I love is also something that you enjoy. So in that sense, that works perfectly. We have loads of hobbies together, and you always push me to be the best version of myself.
Yes.
So that's one thing I do really appreciate about you in general, but also what I love about our relationship. And I'm always like really grateful for that, you know, because even like sometimes if you can go into a disagreement or have those kind of issues, and I just reflect and I'm like, but this is part of life where you cannot always be 100% agreeing with someone. No. But down the line, it's always you that I will pick, and there was never that thought of like, oh no, me, I'm just going to walk out the door. So that definitely like tells me, you know, like you're the one basically. So yeah. What makes us a good couple?
What makes us a good couple? I'm 6 and you're 5. You're 5'5".
I'm 1.68 meters.
So, what makes us a good couple?
I think what makes us a good couple is a bit like
That's
what
we
just
question.
Say. I think it's a bit what we just said before. I think for me, one of the ways I kind of know, okay, you know, not to say, oh, we're perfect or everything, but sometimes where I feel, oh, I'm with that right person, is even if we walk on the street, you can see that people are like, I think that's for me what I always appreciated with people, if they could share that, like if I was just walking by and I would see them, you could genuinely see and feel the happiness, and you would want to be like that. And so I think that's one thing, at least for now, that I believe we can, the energy coming out of us can be like expressed in that way. It's a bit like, remember one time in that shop where the lady, I think I was on holidays, and then Jay was alone here, and there's one supermarket that we always go. Yeah. And there's that was it the guy who?
Yeah, it was a guy.
So where was it? It was you, so it was good. So
yeah. He was asking about. I think he was asking about you.
I think he was asking, oh, where is she? What is she doing? And then also here, okay, people hold hands, but it's not necessarily everyone. It's just to your own discretion.
It's not. It's okay. People, especially the young generation, does it. But when it comes to people like our parents, it's very rare. You know, like being that very loving, holding hands.
Yeah.
It's not all over the place, but yeah.
But for us, we do. And so I remember the boyfriend came, so there was a couple working in that shop, and he came to say, oh, where's your girlfriend? And then he said, by the way, you guys you come here and like you're holding hands, and all the time my girlfriend comes and say, oh, like they are here, they came, and to the point that now she's forcing me to like hold hands with her on the street, and I thought that was really cute because I was like, cute. Oh, like we're spreading the love, almost. And also our energy is good, and I think that's how, if people perceive you as a good couple, and not just, oh, he's great, but then at the back of like, oh, she's great, and then behind doors is very different. It's way more about, I think we make a good couple for all the reasons. The energy, even you and I when we're together.
And even laugh. The differences. I think also our differences in terms of how we've been brought up very differently. I think we also try to learn something from each other because we've come from a very different backgrounds. So also that, I think, in a way, just completes us. That we want to be a better version of ourselves and create a very beautiful environment for both of us and even to the future of our kids. So
definitely.
I think
also what makes us a good couple is we do have those conversations quite a lot.
And
where distance was a good bonus for us, which a lot of time people say, oh, it's bad. I know, like a lot of people was questioning me moving here, for example, and I never did because I was like, maybe yes, we haven't spent that much time in proximity, but spending like a phone call, talking for hours about our interests, about what we want in life, and also about commitment. I think that's something with me. I would say for me, why we are a good couple, because like we match very well to one another. We're feeding the dreams of one another. We I don't know, it's just like in general, I think you match, like we're a puzzle that just fits.
We just match together, even in terms of dreams. And it was so, even when we went for our first coffee and when we sat down and we started talking, we didn't know much about each other, but a lot of things we said that were in common, and it was just those complicity.
It's easy to project ourselves.
Like it was one of those easy conversations to have. Both of us never struggled. We didn't have anything to hide from each other. We were very honest. This is who I am. This is where I come from, and this is what I do. It was a very open conversation whereby we decided to have those crucial conversations earlier, so that we wouldn't in the future come to say, oh, but Jay, you never talked about this, or you never said about, you never told me this earlier. So we complete each other in that sense of having that openness of being able to just share and not feel like you're being judged at the end of the day.
What do you find most challenging about our relationship?
I think the most number one thing that is very challenging is that we both do not come from the same country. So in terms of thinking of where we're going to settle, or to just make that plan is one of the most difficult things if I may say, the most difficult things I feel. Distance, which is also going to happen again. For me, that is the most difficult part that I feel as Jay and someone who really loves you, is that we are going to go back to do distance, not because we want, just because of the situation, and that things are not working out for you here, having a job, which you will also not grow in terms of your career. So it's fair enough just for you to go back and do that distance, but still it's one of those difficult things.
I think I would agree, and I think that would sum up maybe nicely in a sense of those questions building up to it, where I think my challenges in our relationship is not about you, or it's not about me, or it's not about, okay, even though we're gonna face challenges and differences and you know those ways of improving, but I wouldn't say, oh, this is my most main challenge. I think my main challenge is more the environment and stability we're in at the moment as individuals. Because obviously I don't have a job, or your job is not that stable, so to get an income is a bit complicated. You know, so I think for me it's more of these things around that makes it a bit sometimes tricky, because we can be stressed, and we're stressed more towards the situation rather than towards each other. But since we're stressed and not doing good, then it's going to strain, obviously. Some days it's going to be a bit more stressful, or I'm going to be more annoyed, so I'm going to get angry for nothing, you know, those kind of things, or you're going to go quiet. So so I think it's not about you and me, but it's more about how now, like you said, distance is going to come in, job, you know, so I think those are the things that I would say is a challenge. But then that means also, which is for me always very positive and encouraging, is to know that it's not us who, obviously we face challenges, but it's not us who are challenging. So that gives me hope that once everything that is sorted out and a bit easier, then there's not gonna be any problems.
Of course. It's I think for me also it's just a matter of time. You know, we just need to have that patience, resilience. So guys, just to summarize on this conversation, I think our struggles this season also are the things that are actually making us more stronger, because we are going through challenges that are bigger than
whether
someone
it is, whether
married
it's
for 10 years.
In Kenya itself, whether it's just individuals,
it's
whether
very
it's
difficult.
Families, it's just coming from, whether it's friends, you know, it's just coming from everywhere, and it's just oh my god.
So it's a way that we actually tested. This season is a season whereby we are so much tested. If you guys will sustain through this, then it means you guys can stick together.
And that's the one thing. That's the one thing at the moment. I think that we are talking and preparing and praying a lot is because obviously I didn't. Except if a miracle comes very soon, I will have to go back to Mauritius at some point. And so we will definitely have to go back to distance. And we don't know when we will see each other next, how it will look like, how it's, you know.
It's very complicated.
So I think the only thing that we're praying through at the moment. I think the one thing that now we're praying a lot is just we have been facing a lot. And it's been working, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's one thing that we talk about all the time, where we are lucky, and we're just if we go through this and still have time to laugh and do those kind of projects together, everything
record this video.
Exactly. So it's just then you know, we're stronger than whatever happens. So that confirms again that we're a good couple, we're good for one another, and we want to make this life together. And that's not just, I met a guy and I fell really in love with him and he's the love of my life. It's now very, very concrete, obviously. So I think now the only challenge that I'm hoping we can definitely continue going through is the challenge of doing distance again very soon.
So we just hope that it's gonna go well and strong. Anyway. But all in all, everything is fine. So guys, until next time, thank you so much for watching this video. This is OJ and Astrid.
Thank you guys.
Bye. Until next time, see you.
Bye.